At Fifth Avenue Presbyterian Church, we often say, we don't all look alike. We sure do not all think alike. But by the grace of God, we are united, knit together as God's people. We really believe that. As we can imagine ways that we can move towards racial justice, we begin by telling our stories. This is Fifth Avenue's Courageous Conversations.
I'm Jane Hong. I'm the stated clerk of the session currently, and a member of the Fifth Avenue Anti-Racist Response Team, and I'm a New Yorker. I always knew I was other, even though I was born in the US. My parents are first-generation immigrants, and we only spoke Korean at home. I didn't start speaking English at home until I had someone to speak to in English, which was when my brother went to school. So that was something that was always central to me. But then in the 5th grade, I moved from a 99% Black and brown school in East Harlem to a 99% white and very rich elementary school in Greenwich, Connecticut. And that was a bit of that seems an understatement, but quite a change for me, and to navigate how to be a minority in a majority space. I spent most of the 5th grade really trying to figure out how to make friends, how to understand people's cultures in a way that I didn't have to before. So that was the reckoning for me. The question, where are you from? Typically phrased that way, not, what's your background? It's a little off-putting because I think they see me, Asian. They typically tend not to be, Asians don't ask me where I'm from. Asians will ask me if I'm Korean. But non-Asians, because I'm not of the majority culture, which is white, will say, where are you from? And that, especially when I was younger, got my hackles up because I knew that. I knew it was implied. And so I would say, I'm from New York, hopefully with enough New York attitude to really reinforce that fact. But then, I'd engage with them a little. Well, actually, it depended on how they approached me with that question. But it is off-putting for that to be the first assumption. I think you want people to be curious about your background, but you want it done in a thoughtful way. Yeah, the part of the Lord's Prayer that takes me to is the one that says, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So what does that mean to me? It means that God's will, which I take to be his love, his justice, his peace, his mercy, needs to be done here the way that we hope to see it in heaven. But it's not just the idea of his will, what he wants for us, but I think he's also calling us to do that with him, right? To be in partnership with him. And that's why we're in a church. That's why we're in community with each other. But my hope is, after being on this council and immersing myself in all this, is that we learn to do that for people that we're not comfortable with, right? That we don't know, that we have no idea where their backgrounds are from or might not understand. That empathy and grace is something that we should all cultivate. So I think we need to mess up with each other, that we need to learn with each other, that we need to extend our hands to each other and hope that it doesn't get slapped away, right? Like a lot of Christian community is about extending your hand in spite of, or because you want to help. You've experienced God's grace and you want to extend it to others.